I will be discussing with you guys social media. In this speech, my goal is to advocate the recommendations for better use of social media for the youth. Social media has a negative impact not only on youth but also on children. Let us see some of the negative impacts of social media. Using social media websites is among the most common activity of today's youth and children. According to March 28, 2012 issue of the Pediatrics, it shares that any website that allows social interaction is considered a social media site, including social networking sites such as Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter. Being that I have a younger sister who is always on social media, I see how it impacts her ability to focus on more important things. I am able to relate to how social media impacts the youth. According to June 6, 2012 issue, it states studies have shown that the youth that spend too much time on sites like Facebook produce lower grades versus people that do not spend a lot of time on these social media sites. Today we will discuss how social media becomes a risk to youth when cyberbullying becomes a risk factor. Secondly, texting playing a part in risk factors. And finally, I will share how privacy plays a role in the risk factors of youth and social media. Using social media becomes a risk to youth more often than adults realize. Most risks fall into the following categories: cyberbullying, texting, and privacy. Social media is now bringing a negative impact rather than being positive. Most of the youth spend a lot of time on the internet. This will affect youth, students, and productivity of work. Youth visit and check their single or multiple accounts. This will affect youth students because of the extreme use of technology. Not only is social media bringing a negative impact, but also a risk of using social media. There are risk factors when using social media. Cyberbullying may create a chance for emotional distress and getting frightening, irritating, and degrading communication from another teenager. It has been proved that cyberbullying will build advanced levels of depression and anxiety for victims and also resulted in youth suicide. Most of the females become victims of this cyberbullying. Texting is used to harass people. Using cell phones and social networking sites for instant messaging to threaten and hassle relationship partners is decreasing day by day. Most of the teenagers are not aware of website policies with setting their profiles, and they may not even be aware of disclosing the information to the third parties like the advertisers. According to the October 5, 2013 issue, which states most of the teenagers like to post their information publicity, which will affect them when the hackers or people with cruel intentions may use their information for wrong purposes. In addition, recommendations help improve social media. Recommendations that will improve social media will be parents having to alert themselves regarding social media and which their teens may use, and they should be aware of the risks to understand and navigate technology. Better resources should be owed to schools, libraries, and community organizations to help them in taking on risk management strategies and to offer education about online security matters. Internet providers like Google and Yahoo and social networking sites like Facebook and YouTube must continue to work with parents and policymakers for creating alertness and chances for privacy, defense of youth, and to expand technologies which will help teenagers in getting secure. The most significant point is the significance of moving forward with these actions. The benefits of moving forward with these actions is parent awareness, which will allow parents to be more alert of their child's usage of social media. A better community will allow there to be a better education regarding social media and its online security matter being formed. Finally, the risks associated with social media. Using social media network sites. Making friends is not always good because most of them make friendship with a bad intention. Damages may allow their reputations to be bad by adding unknown friends to their list. Extreme use of technology make us more disruptive in life. Most of them get addicted to this knowing its negative impacts. This may lead to low performance and loss of productivity in the workplace. In conclusion, social media can affect the entire youth and kids. Social media definitely impacts the youth, but will help the recommendations put in place. Then social media for the youth can be improved. Overall, it comes When it comes to parents' awareness of youth social media, it is important that parents evaluate the sites on which their child wishes to participate to be sure that the site is appropriate for the child's age. Children and youth are capable of impacting their communities and the world in amazing ways. Social media provides a variety of ways to go about making a positive change for the youth and children.